Welcome, curious souls, to a journey deep into the haunted heart of the Balkans. Welcome to Albania. Today we'll uncover the top 10 haunted places in Albania. So grab a warm blanket, turn off the lights, or don't, we won't judge, and let's dive headfirst into Albania's eeriest locations. Towering over the city of Shkodër, Rosafa Castle is more than a monument. It's a memorial to love, sacrifice, and spectral sorrow. The legend goes like this. 3 brothers tried to build the fortress, but each night the walls collapsed. An old man told them the structure would only stand if they sacrificed one of their wives into the walls. They agreed, swearing to keep it secret, but only the youngest brother kept his promise. His wife, Rosafa, accepted her fate with one final request, that parts of her body be left outside the wall so she could continue to nurse her child. Today, some say they hear sobbing at dusk and sightings of a pale woman near the battlements at home. She's always seen cradling something in her arms. The castle also holds remnants of Roman, Venetian and Ottoman periods, layers of history that may still echo through the stones. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps echoing in the empty chambers and strange humming near the northern towers.
High on a mountain and thick with incense, the Church of St. Anthony attracts pilgrims from all over Albania, and perhaps from the other side as well. Known for miraculous healings, the church also has a reputation for inexplicable phenomena. Visitors report flickering candles with no wind, statues moving ever so slightly, and disembodied singing that seems to come from the walls. One priest claimed that a cross he'd hung perfectly straight would always turn sideways overnight. Skeptics scoff, but believers, well, they don't visit alone. There's also a local tale of a blind man who regained his sight inside the church, only to claim he saw angels and demons standing shoulder to shoulder.
Right in the centre of Tirana lies a place far creepier than its leafy name suggests. The House of Leaves was once the HQ of the Sigarimi, Albania's dreaded secret police. It was a house of horrors, filled with hidden microphones, double-sided mirrors, and interrogation rooms where many disappeared. Now, turned into a museum of surveillance, its unsettling history hasn't left. Visitors report cold drafts where no windows exist, sudden nausea, and the sensation of being watched. Some hear muffled voices or feel an icy hand on their back, only to turn and find no one there. Others say the building itself breathes. Whispers, faint static in audio recordings, and distorted reflections in the mirrors add to the paranoia.
And now we have the Tepelena castle ruins. Once a strategic stronghold, now a forgotten pile of stone, Tepelena Castle holds more than just history. Used in countless wars and civil conflicts, its stones have seen blood, betrayal, and siege. People who visit at night often hear phantom sword fights, complete with metal-on-metal clashes and cries of agony. One group of tourists claim they saw 3 soldiers in Ottoman uniforms walking across a ruined courtyard. They vanished mid-step. Fog is common here, and some say shapes move within it. Animals refuse to enter the area. Local superstition? The souls of warriors who died in dishonor are trapped here, forced to replay their defeat over and over.
The next one is about the abandoned hospital of Saranda. In a coastal town known for its beauty, this towering concrete relic looms like a wound in the skyline. Built during communist times, the hospital in Saranda was mysteriously shut down in the 90s. Some say it was due to corruption, others will say there was a dark incident that never made the news. Since abandonment, it's become the stuff of local legend. Former staff have witnessed strange shadows, flickering lights and elevators that ran without power. Urban explorers talk of growling sounds in the basement, graffiti in unknown languages, and one room where cameras always malfunction. Add to that stories of phantom nurses roaming the top floor and surgical equipment moving on its own, and you've got a classic haunted hospital with a Mediterranean view. Approach it if you like, but maybe keep your car engine running.
In a city known for beauty and charm, Berat Castle hosts a lonely presence. The lady in white is often seen at sunset, drifting along the walls, hair blowing even on windless nights. They say she was a noblewoman who leapt to her death after losing her family during a siege. She now watches the awesome river below, perhaps searching for something or someone. Tourists often report a chill in the air followed by the faint scent of roses. She never speaks, but her silence says everything. Sometimes photos taken here reveal a figure no one saw in person. A pale woman near the bell tower, always alone. If you see her, just wave. She's mostly harmless.
Perched on a ridge above a charming bazaar, Krujë Castle is a proud reminder of Albania's fierce resistance and reportedly home to something a little less patriotic. Scanderbeg, Albania's national hero, once ruled here. Beneath the fortress lie narrow tunnels used for secret escapes. Today, few dare to enter them. Locals speak of footsteps echoing without source, and explorers have claimed to hear hushed conversations in forgotten dialects. Some even report getting lost inside, only to emerge shaken and unable to explain how much time had passed. The museum itself has cold spots and tales of ghostly soldiers pacing in full armour. Legend has it, a cursed relic was hidden in the catacombs and never retrieved.
Tucked into the wild hills of Vuno, the Shenmihilli cave was named after St. Michael. But there's no angelic comfort here. Used by monks and mystics for centuries, it's said to contain a spiritual portal. Visitors describe time distortion, flickering lights from nowhere, and feelings of disconnection, like they've stepped out of time. One local guide tells of a group that vanished for 4 hours and returned with no memory beyond a low humming sound. Some believe the cave aligns with ancient ley lines, which are powerful earth energies that thin the veil between worlds. Add a few skeletons found during excavations, and you've got yourself a full-blown paranormal hotspot. The cave may be more than just rock and shadow. It might be a keyhole between worlds.
An ancient Greek city dating back to 588 BC, Apollonia should be a peaceful historical site, and by day it is, but by night, things change. Visitors claim to see hooded figures drifting between columns, spectral lights glowing where torches once burned, and even whispers in long-dead languages. One woman reported hearing chanting in what she later learned was ancient Greek. The Amphitheater is especially eerie. Sit too long and you might feel as though something or someone is watching you. Others say they've seen silhouettes watching from the stage, as though judging a long-forgotten play. Artifacts sometimes go missing, only to be found weeks later in impossible places. Some blame pranksters, and others say the ruins guard their secrets fiercely.
And finally, we have the forgotten cemetery of Pojan. You'll find no signs for this place, only whispers and warnings. Hitting near the village of Pojan, this crumbling cemetery has long been avoided by locals. The stones are cracked, the names eroded, and the dead are restless. Reports include glowing orbs, ghostly children laughing at night, and the sudden drops of temperature. One camper awoke to find dozens of figures standing around him in silence. They were gone before he could scream. It's not just eerie, it's downright hostile. Locals refuse to speak of it, and maps often omit the site entirely. Even wildlife seems to avoid the area. Few return once they've been. And there you have it, a special tour through the dark corners of Albania. If you've been to any of these haunted locations or have any of your own spooky stories, we'd love to hear about it in the comments. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss an episode of supernatural strangeness from around the world.
Bye!
Bye! Okay. Cool. Visitors report flickering. One camper awoke. There's campers in the cemetery?
Yeah.